Welcome to KGXT, Gen X Talks podcast, live from Central California.
Making plans with the boys. I'm gonna hit the town. Yeah, I'm gonna make some noise. I'll push past the pain and my wounded pride. I'm gonna live it up. Yeah, stay out all night. But sure, I've had some better times. And I can't count all the tears I cried. And maybe down my last time. Yeah, but the blues took me just fine.
Need to get done.
Yeah, it's recording. Okay, we're live.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Hey, I'm trying to.
Oh, sorry.
What's he doing?
I'm just singing.
No, what's
What's
Santa
he
doing?
He's coming to town. What was that
coming to
again?
town? What's
Just
Santa doing?
making sure.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
But you know, before that, she was singing the Monkeys like it was her job. So
Hey, when the monkeys.
there we go.
You guys are weird, man.
That's going way back.
That is, yeah. The scene where they pushed
That kid's here today.
they pushed the bed across the busy street.
Yeah.
4-post bed.
Who invited the kid?
You did.
You did. What are you talking about?
Thanks a lot. Throw me under the bus. They're real quick to do that.
He's acting like, oh, God damn it. Oh, yeah, it was me.
Wow.
Welcome to the KGXT Studios podcast special edition. It is all three of us in studio
Special.
today, broadcasting 200 feet below occupied California in the brand new, luxurious KGXT Studios. Hi.
That's us.
That is
Wait,
us.
That's us
it's
doing our thing.
luxurious in here?
This is, well, yeah, compared
Kinda
to,
nice.
it's a
I guess
shed.
it's better than my dining room table.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay, compared to being in the corner of your dining room, this is luxurious. Even though we're in a shed outside, we are. This is good.
You know what?
Man,
It's
you're not
much.
supposed to tell people to shed.
It's a shed.
It's a studio.
It's a
Yeah,
shed.
the studio.
Well,
You always think bigger than you are. Like
you always dress for the job you want, not the job you've got.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. You walk around like you got a whole lot of money in your pocket, but your bank account says zero.
I can't say what this is called. There's a nickname for this. I don't know whether the kids generation knows this.
What's
But-
that?
Well, when we were in high school, you would take a wad of $1 bills and roll them up, and you'd put
I heard a chuckle.
Yeah.
you'd put a $20 bill on the outside.
Right.
So it looks like you got just a stack of
Kinda
cash.
20s, yeah.
We had a very derogatory term for that. I'm not going to talk about it, but it was not a nice thing to say.
Rolling fat.
It was not that. That's nice compared to what we used to say. So, because we used to tease each other, say, open up that roll. Let me see if it's all 20s. Shut up, man. I'm not opening this roll because it was all ones. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome
So
to the
started
world.
lying at an early age.
Well, it wasn't like I was 7 years old walking around with that, but yes, it was.
I don't know. Knowing
8.
you, it would.
He was 8. Not
I
7.
was 8. Yeah.
He was 8.
8 years old.
Oh, he's 8.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
okay.
8.
That makes a difference.
So, yeah, if we actually get this done, Two Bear is going to have to buy donuts for the whole dealership.
Dude, I want donuts.
Me too.
Then go down to the car dealership
No,
Friday morning.
you have me addicted to donuts.
Me too.
Because you buy
It's
them
your
like
fault.
twice
What?
a week.
Wait, how come it's my fault? What did I
Because
do?
you buy them twice a week and you buy 2 dozens, and I'm like, man, like,
Okay.
don't want to waste food,
Yeah,
so I have to eat them all.
Krispy Kreme sees that the order comes, goes, got him, got it.
Hold on. Now all of a sudden you're concerned with wasting food. What about when there's a bowl of broccoli in the fridge? You don't seem to
I
mind
eat it.
skipping that.
He eats broccoli.
I eat that. I eat
You don't
everything.
eat broccoli.
You realize how much food I
Asparagus.
eat out of the fridge?
No.
All day, every day, man.
Well, you can't. Neither one of you can blame me if I buy donuts and you can't say no. You can't blame me for that. That's on you.
Well, like,
You know, the Krispy Kreme, every day they bake 2 dozen donuts and they set them aside and say, these are for the general for when he orders them.
I bet you they do.
It's possible.
When it's the end
exactly
of
what
the
happens.
day, they're like, damn, he's going to get the stale donuts
It's
now.
like it's been too long.
Because if I wait till the night, you can't. 7:30 at night is the cutoff for ordering donuts at
Who
night.
knows that information?
No, he orders donuts for the next morning at night. That's what he does. He'll
Sometimes.
No, but did you
Schedule
just
this
hear what he
delivery.
said?
Yeah.
7:30
Yeah,
is
he knows
the cutoff.
exactly when. Because
Who knows that?
Him.
Unbelievable.
Listen, it's trial and error. If you log in like, you know what, I want some donuts for dessert tonight. If you log in at 7:20, they say they're on their way. But if you log in at 7:31, they say, sorry, you can't have them until tomorrow.
You know what? People do have to go home. They just don't sit around making donuts for you when you want them.
Waiting for me to call.
Yeah.
Like he
There's-
snaps his fingers and there's donuts.
I'm telling you, he orders them for the next morning. He literally schedules the delivery.
Some people would call that proper planning.
Just
you know,
go get the donuts.
Also, the other part of that too is if we lived in Las Vegas, their stuff is open 24 hours a day. You can get a donut at 2 a.m. if you want.
Well, thank God we don't live
And
in
it's
Vegas.
fresh. It's fresh.
That's what our son and daughter-in-law say.
What's that?
They can go get fast food or whatever, anything,
Anything
24
you
hours
want.
a day because
Yep.
they live in
Oh,
Vegas.
yeah.
Any time of day. Well, I lived there for a little over 2 years. And yeah, anything you wanted, if you woke up at 3 a.m, I don't care what you want. Somebody going to get it for you. Somebody going to sell it to you.
You know, Cane's closes at 2 a.m. on weekends.
A lot of places do.
So
weird.
What?
I feel like they'd close like earlier.
He's doing a
Or do it
plug
24
for that.
hours.
Oh, he's plugging Canes. Is this one
not
of his
plugging
desperate
Cane's.
sponsorship attempts?
You should get a Krispy Kreme sponsorship
Yeah.
or thing going, man.
I have Loud Trouble LLC sponsoring me. I have Loud One in my corner. He sponsors me with trucking, not donuts. Trucking.
Are you
Truck you
trucking
some
anytime
donuts.
soon? Yeah, why didn't he go get you a whole? I was gonna say a whole shitload of donuts, but I was like, So I have a cute grandson story. Can I
Oh,
tell
good.
you that just happened right before we started?
Okay.
So I got a text message from our daughter-in-law, and she says that our grandson went up to her and said, "I'd like to bring everybody candy canes for our family Christmas party."
Oh.
Out of the blue, they're selling candy canes at his school, and he went up to his mom, and said, "I'd like to bring everybody a candy cane for the family Christmas party." Is that cute?
Now, 2 thoughts come to mind.
Oh
One,
man.
that is a very cute story. You can
Okay,
tell
good. There's a grandpa. That's the grandpa version I want.
that's a very cute story, and you can tell he's taking after me. That's one.
What?
That's a very concerned individual.
Do you concur, kid?
I do not.
Yeah, I don't either. I think it's bullshit.
How
Okay.
old is he?
He's 6.
Okay, then he takes after me. All 6-year-olds look to me as their role model. It's a good thing.
What?
Did you survey a lot of 6-year-olds for that one?
The second thing that comes to mind is I was waiting for this story to end up with Pop-up, I need money to buy candy canes, and we didn't get there. So I
Well,
think
you know
okay.
what? I'm sure they're only $1. He doesn't need the big. He goes to you for the big number, man.
He goes to me for all of them. His father, our oldest son, is one cheap SOB. If he says, "Dad, I need $3," he goes, "Go ask your pop or go ask Grammy." Our son's a cheap SOB when it comes. He knows to just send the kid our way. He does it every time.
And we did the same thing with our kids. Par for the course.
My grandmother, she's still alive. God bless her. And when she was still in charge of writing checks for gifts, she was still writing $2.50 checks just a few years ago.
Hey, man, it's meaningful. It's meaningful, okay?
Well,
It's
she's
not the amount.
Yeah.
It's that she thought of you.
But you can't even go to Taco Bell for $2.50 anymore.
You can.
And get what?
You totally could. You could get like a
cup of water and a
you can get a taco or a burrito.
and a,
you know.
and a,
You
s-
can get
a
few.
plastic spoonful of refried
You act
beans.
like
A
it's
spoonful. Can I have a spoonful of refried beans? Who does that?
should
You
be
know,
on the
now the kid's gonna go try that.
no.
Excuse me, I'd like a scoop of beans.
You know, I was thinking before the show started because I have a deck of cards, that I'm fidgeting with,
Yeah.
and I was thinking to myself, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna show them a magic trick." But then I was like, "What if they're listening audio only?" So I was just like, "Is this your card?" Yeah. I got it. Let's go.
Everybody's gonna go, yes.
Like, I
Yes.
didn't know what my card was.
Parenting, I'm doing it wrong with my idiot son. Going to do
No.
card
You did
tricks.
it right because I thought through the process and saved myself from doing something
Oh.
stupid.
I see. Well,
Yeah.
Oh,
just
this time.
this time, yeah. And as your father, I would have preferred you not go down that road.
Oh, but it was funny. It was just a funny thought that goes across your mind,
Just so you know, I want to find a way. I know electricity and water do not go well together. I'm smart. I know that.
Well, thank God.
I would
God.
like to find a way to have a heated shower door.
Why?
Why?
Because our shower door, as I'm fidgeting, getting on with my morning to start the shower and warm up the shower, that ice cold door slowly falls back onto my ass every time. And it's shocking because you're like, whoa, it's a cold glass door.
I don't know. I don't have that problem.
If we had a heated glass door in the shower, just the door, not the whole shower. I gotta say,
why don't you
help.
just
Get your fat ass in the shower
know,
quicker.
they-
I finished that
Yeah.
for you, son. No problem.
yeah, they've
So now you
invented
can't
this.
get in trouble. It's cool.
They've invented this already.
What are you talking about?
This is a thing, you know, like
He probably
your rear
Googled
view
it.
window on your car, how
Yeah.
it heats up and it gets the ice off.
But that's electricity. I told you, no electricity.
no.
Well, you're gonna have a 12-volt battery in your bathroom to
Wait
heat
a
it?
minute. If it's a heated window on your car, isn't there water on it
Yeah,
from
because you melt the ice, it gets
Yeah.
wet.
Look, I'm telling you, I don't think that's a good idea. There's got to be another way to do it.
Oh, you want to start a fire?
No, I don't want to start. I'm just saying that.
Oh, caveman, start fire in bathroom. Heat up shower
All right,
door.
to hell with both of you. I thought that was a brilliant idea. You know,
Cold shower door
I
bad.
think just. I think just once it would be nice if my family looked at me and said, "My God, Dad, you're brilliant. What a great idea." Just once.
This is just like the silencer you tried making up that I disproved in like 30 seconds.
Nope, that's not
possible.
true.
Not
If I
possible.
built a silencer the way I'm designing it, it would work.
Explain.
Go ahead.
Okay, real simply, silencers don't work. Suppressors don't work. I mean, they do a little bit, but they're just in the movies. But what if you could screw onto the end of a gun a big tube that was full, and this is going to sound backwards, that was a perfect vacuum.
Okay.
And as the bullet went through, the sound that came out of the muzzle of the gun was absorbed in the perfect vacuum. Because if you shot a gun in space, you wouldn't hear it. There's no air for the noise to travel on, so you can't hear it.
Okay.
So if I could make a vacuum chamber that the
Like
bullet,
space.
right? I'm going to put space in a bottle,
Wow.
and then I'm going to put the bottle on the end of the gun, and I'm having a little trouble with how the bullet leaves that chamber.
That's what I brought up to him. I was like, how does the bullet leave without sound leaving? Because you'd have to have the bullet going faster than the speed of sound. And
I'm just
the
saying
end
that
of the-
I'm working
it's just-
on, or what? Okay, what if you open a chamber and it sucks in the sound? Like there's two chambers on the sides.
You can suck in sound?
Yeah, through the vacuum. You know, like
How do you suck in sound?
it pulls in through the vacuum. The vacuum pulls the sound away into the chamber. You see,
I don't think that's how sound works.
I'm working this out. Okay,
I don't think you can suck.
Is that on the glass shower doors?
No, I haven't written that on the shower.
His next idea is like, what if we make something so loud that you can't hear the gun go off?
You know what? Here's another one for you. That I got this from UCLA, and this is why I'm using it. They invented a machine that projects sound forward, and they can tune it to the exact sound of your exhaust of your car coming out.
Okay.
So it nullifies the sound. It's exactly the same frequency, exactly the same decibel. It varies, and it shuts off the sound of your muffler, of your exhaust pipe. Because
And why do we need that?
cars are quiet. You wouldn't hear cars all the time. Some cars are annoying. Only the cool sounding cars don't have to have that. If your car is a shitty sounding car, I'm passing a law. You're putting that shit on your car.
That sounds like a California law right there.
Yeah. Your car can't pass
Hey.
a certain decibel.
Exactly.
You know what? Not a certain decibel. I don't care if it's super loud. It's just got to
No,
sound
we're
cool.
talking about what California would do.
Here's another one.
Yeah, decibels.
This proves that I am a brilliant man in the making.
Oh, you're not yet?
Hey, Marcy Zavala, Dr. McDreamy's wife, came up to me and asked me to invent something medical for her.
Wow.
A device that she says, "Hey,
She's
this
married to a doctor, too.
yeah,"
Like,
and she still
for a
came
medical.
to me. That's right. She's like way up in the ranks of her field. He's an esteemed doctor, and they still came to me. That you let that sink in.
I remember what she said. She's like, you're very practical. So, that's like the nice way of
That
putting
is
it.
not the name I wanted to be associated with.
That's what she said. She
What
said you're
about-
practical.
What about brilliant?
Or
Give me-
resourceful.
I don't know. You haven't made it yet, so
But I've already drawn it out, and I already called her and I said, send me the prototype of what you want, how they build it the wrong way. I've got an idea for the right way, and I'm not going to divulge it, and I'm never going to put it on the shower door because this is how I will leave my mark on the world.
wow, fantastic.
I might even keep you guys with me. Even when I become a multi-gazillionaire, I might not get a new wife and kids.
like,
so if I keep you, you're welcome.
It's like a perpetual motion machine.
There's no such thing as a perpetual motion machine.
I'm telling you, I
Man.
got close.
Everyone gets close. It can't happen.
I need to make it. I'm just like you, man. I got this $1 million idea. I just got to make it. Totally works, I swear.
well, I
Do
can.
you see what I put up with on a daily basis?
I can
I'm on
prove
your
my-
side about this. What are you talking about? What do you mean?
No, the
putting
two
up
of
with
them are
me?
just going at it. I'm just going to sit here and just listen.
I can. Okay, I'm worrying. I'm trying to level myself up. I'm trying to game myself up in my.
You want to level up?
Yeah, I passed you. I can now manipulate you, and I can prove it.
Okay, go ahead.
The other day, when Dr. McDream and his wife were here, I was concerned that if I took a shower, that there wouldn't be enough hot water. So I raced to my shower quickly. You went to get in the shower, and I just casually made mention. I said, I took a 7-minute shower, and you processed that whole thing, and I knew you would take a 5-minute shower. I manipulated you into doing that because you're a better person than me. So I knew you would think, I need to do better than him. I need to save some hot water for our guests. I'll take a 5-minute shower. And you did by me, one phrase. And I manipulated you into doing exactly what I wanted. That's right.
Okay. Well, congratulations. I didn't even think about it. I
No.
just went in the shower and did my business.
That's the beauty of it. You didn't even know what I was doing. Strike one for all the men out there.
It's hilarious how he thinks that I haven't done that to him for all the years that we've been married. But hey, it's
Look,
okay.
it took me 30 years to get to this point where I got one victory in this area. Come on, man.
It happens on a daily basis with you.
What? No, you don't.
Oh, yes. But we don't have to go there.
I don't want to go there. I don't want not we're on the air anyway. No.
I can manipulate you. I can manipulate our children. Women are good at that stuff.
I'm not sure if that's something you should be touting. I mean, you manipulative women. Now we know of your reputation.
It's our secret power.
I don't want you to tell me you're actually doing it though. It's one thing to have the power. It's quite something else to be saying you're using it on me.
Okay. I won't have to say anything.
All right. So Dr. McDream and his wife were here. They stayed for a few days. That was a lot of fun.
It was a blast. We had a really good time.
You want to know what I think the best compliment I received from them?
What's that?
They said that we made them feel very comfortable.
Oh, that's nice.
And that really hit home because sometimes when you stay with friends, it's a little awkward. You're like, well, when do you get up? When do you use the shower? When's the food? What do you do? Your routine is all different. Everyone's is.
Yeah. It's
And-
not your house. It's not your.
And it's different in our house when someone's here.
Right.
I felt very comfortable, but for them to say that on their way out the door was one of the best compliments I could have gotten.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I didn't talk to him on the way out the door on that day. I didn't get to say goodbye or
No.
nothing, but that's another story.
You were drugged up and passed out. Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed having them here and watching them. I was laughing because Dr. McDreamy would always get the wrong drawer in the kitchen for the utensils. But I love when people just make themselves at home and start opening cabinets. I have no
Yeah.
shame. I
No.
don't care. I don't have a perfect house.
Well,
You know?
you developed something years ago. 15 years ago. You used to tell people when they came like that, Dr. McDreamy, you would say, just treat this like your home, your family. If you want something, don't ask me for a glass. Go look for it yourself.
Yeah, just go. I have no.
It broke the ice.
Yes.
It was good. So
You know what? I feel like if my house is messy, it's lived in. I'm not going to run myself and stress myself out that, my house has to be perfect. It's not.
I don't like how you guys all made fun of him as he was walking around the kitchen looking for stuff.
Yeah, we loved it.
But then you threw me under the bus at the very end. We were all making fun of Dr. McDreamy. Not that cabinet, not that cabinet, not that. And everyone's laughing. At the very end, he finally finds what he's looking for. And you say, it's okay. My husband's been here for 20 years and he doesn't know where anything is either.
Yeah. You want to know another funny thing? Wait till he hears this. There are actually 2 drawers of utensils,
Yep.
and he didn't hit either one of them. Right, kid?
Yeah, there's 2. I didn't
Why
know
do
that
we
for
have
a
2
long
drawers
time
of
either. Okay?
utensils?
Because we have a gosh darn big family.
Yeah, man, I didn't know where it was either until I accidentally checked where the old silverware drawer was, and I was like, "Wait, it's still here? What?"
Wait a second.
And then I went to the new one, and I was like, "Wait, she didn't move it. There's 2 of them."
Wait a second.
What is she
Hold on.
doing?
This is not true. Is this true?
It's true.
very true.
It's true.
So, okay.
You know
Now,
where the toaster is?
Hold on. Let me talk here. So,
Okay.
When I found the new drawer one time, I yelled and go, God damn, you moved those utensils again.
Uh-huh.
Months later, I find the old drawer. Oh, now you put him back to where the old one was. I've been doing that for like 3 years now.
Yeah.
You guys are making this up. There's not.
No,
There's two
silverware
drawers. Two silverware drawers. He's correct.
One's always full and one is always empty.
I can't believe that now. Literally after the podcast is over, I'm throwing my headphones off. I'm going to go see.
Go ahead.
I'm telling you, it's true.
But I never told Dr. McDreamy that there's two drawers.
And he still
couldn't find it. It was great. It was
Oh
so
my
great.
God. That would have been funny as he's going around and everyone's laughing and talking. You should have said, dude, and there's two of them. You just got to find one of the two.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Well, I recorded. His wife and I sat down. A lot of people, 17,000 people watched your interview, whatever your clucking session was with Marcy. You
Your
guys
yap
did on
sesh.
Instagram. What was it?
Your yap sesh.
Yeah, their yap session.
Okay.
And I listened to a lot of, well, actually, Dr. McDreamy and I listened to what we could, and we couldn't take it anymore. We had to stop. But when Marcy was here, I sat with her one-on-one, and I pulled all of those conversations down to street level. It was a wonderful conversation. The podcast that I'm going to edit and put out about what she does. This isn't selling a product.
No, and you got to know, Marcy is a physical therapist and a nutritionist. That's her.
And she
side of
doesn't.
it.
She doesn't have something she holds up. She goes, "Well, and here's this product you're going to buy. Here's this thing." She doesn't have one of those.
No.
This literally was just a conversation where I said, "How did you get my wife from terrible pain to being better every week?" And that's all the conversation was. It isn't an infomercial. There's nothing to sell. Mm-hmm. Which brings me to Sunny point number 2.
Well, hold
Go
on.
ahead. Yeah.
Let me just say something. This is from years of on-the-job training as a physical therapist, being in hospitals, treating different patients. This is what I learned about her. And she's constantly learning.
Yeah.
Like, she's telling me, well, I'm doing this one. I'm going to do this class, and I'm doing this class, and I'm reading this. And then it's just, it blows my mind that she's keeping up on all the knowledge.
Do you know what I think was the most fascinating, poignant part of it all? And it was a great podcast. It was a great interview. It's not like when you buy the Atkins diet, you've bought it for everybody. Everybody buys the same Atkins diet. You open it up, you read the book, the pamphlet, the brochure, you start checking off the boxes, and you go.
Right.
And that's the way all these programs are. There isn't, of all the clients and patients that she has, there isn't one person, any two people that are on the same program.
That is correct.
She customizes everything for each individual. So it's amazing to listen to all these years of experience, and then she dives into you and changes things for you, and then she moves on to the next person. It's incredible.
It's a very special program she's developed. It's one-on-one.
Yeah.
It's the relationship that is now missing between a doctor and a patient
Yeah,
nowadays.
I agree 100%.
She's bringing old school back. Same with Dr. McDreamy. They're actually sitting down and listening to the
And they
person's
double team
problem.
it. She's got one side, he's got the medical side. What a great combination for them.
It's fabulous.
So I got down with her and I sat down with Dr. McDreamy because he is the fight doctor. It turns out he is one of the top 3 fight doctors that they call in Las Vegas for MMA and boxing.
Awesome.
You know, there's he said there's about 13 doctors that are part of that association, that are part of the organization in the boxing commission, the fighting commission in Nevada, if I got that right. And they rotate through them, but there's a top 3 or 4 that they always call the main. He's now one of them.
That's fantastic.
So
and we know him.
And we know him.
We know him.
We know a celebrity. So
that guy.
So I went through an interview with him, and I got all the way to the end, and he had some stories to tell, and he had some stuff in there, and it was great. And I get all the way done, and then we did, with him being involved, your cancer.
That was
Your
tough
cancer
one.
podcast.
Just part 1.
Part 1. And
The first 30 days.
you were crying, and you were sobbing, and we did a video, and we did the audio on it, and you were a wreck. And we finally stopped it at a certain point. Dr. McDreamy promised he wanted to be back in studio, not a Zoom call. Need to be here for that one. That's the vibe.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting ready to edit these and start putting them out. And Mrs. Forwatton, she knows I'm going to do the Marcy Zavala one first. She goes, yeah, how about we do the the fight doctor one. I'm like, no, I'm not going out of order, but you can tell which one she's interested in. She wants to hear that one more than anything. So
awesome.
We're working on it, but it was a great weekend.
Yeah. The cancer one, I just want to say that when we were going kind of chronologically, it really brought back some memories that I had forgotten.
Me too.
And that we touched on, and I couldn't believe it affected me as much as it did talking about it.
I couldn't, when we started going down the road of what happened to you, Marcy was sitting here. She was in studio too, and she was going through it. She wrote down every miracle.
Yeah, she was telling me.
She wrote down, she goes, well, that was a miracle. And we all went, oh, yeah, I guess that was pretty improbable. That was pretty unlikely to happen. But
And
it
she
did.
counted to 9
And
in
then
30 days.
And then she goes, oh, that was a miracle. And we all went, oh, yeah, I guess that was pretty impractical to happen. I mean, that wouldn't have happened on its own. Man, she kept writing those things down. She got to 9 bona fide, shouldn't have happened miracles. That was incredible.
Yeah, it was crazy. I can't wait to hear that. I don't know if I should say I can't wait to hear that podcast. But now I'm like, I don't know if I could go through that again. I don't know.
You went through a whole, you brought in a box of Kleenex.
I did. I had a feeling.
So we're out there. I have a complaint about that time we were here, but it's not about Dr. Matrimi. It's about you.
What did I do?
You absolutely did something devastating to me, and it's going to hurt me for a long time.
All right, go ahead. Tell me what I do.
We were out at the fire pit, and we were all drinking. All the guys were drinking. You weren't drinking so much, so you
I wasn't there.
You weren't there.
I was not drinking.
You weren't drinking. And
Like
you weren't
them
there.
to know.
No. And you kept adding wood to the fire. You kept taking the one by ones and throwing the wood in, and a little while later.
Oh, I know where this is going.
It was great because we were all drinking, so much though that one of us would have fallen in the fire. You weren't drinking as much. All of a sudden, you come up with this big log. Now, when I'm drunk and I see you walk up with this log, I thought, that's my girl.
That's right.
She went and found a log.
I'm not
like,
doing those
no.
one by one piece of shit.
No, so I'm thinking, this is great. This is actually good. And so I'm actually touting your achievements to the rest of the guys. I go, look at my girl. She found a log.
Thank you.
Now we can have a fire,
Thank
the real
you.
log in the fire.
I know where this is going.
It wasn't until the next day
Yeah.
when I sobered up and I went, I'm not sure where we had logs on the property.
Yep.
You went to where the kid and I have been drying our wood, turning wood for 2 years. Some of those
Did you
pieces,
hear that? 2 years later.
Some of them we've used, though. It's not like...
You have to dry them sometimes at least a year.
You guys
And you
still
went-
have a lot of wood over there.
You don't. We've been seasoning that wood. We've been storing it so we can use it. We've been drying it out for 2 years. You just go and grab it and throw it in the fire.
Yep, I did.
No. That's wrong.
Yes. That's right.
It was fine when I was drunk, but now I have to write you up.
Oh, please do. Send me to my room,
I
please.
got to write you up. It's going to go in your permanent file. You can't do that. You didn't. Not
but I
allowed.
did.
But what on earth would make you think it was okay to get it? Now I know where this is going because the kid told me.
Okay, what did he tell you? What'd you tell him?
When you confronted her about the wood, what did she say?
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. You sent him to come tell me about the wood.
He comes back. This was his.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember what I said.
Okay, what happened?
She said, yeah, Dad said he was going to go get more. So, just
Oh, yeah.
throw it
You
in the
said you
fire.
were going to go get more
How
wood.
do I get more dry, seasoned wood? If you throw that in the fire and I do go get more, now I have to wait another 2 years. You can't run down to the street and buy 2-year-old wood. So what is this? Is woman logic? This is total
No,
woman.
there's still a ton of wood over there.
It doesn't matter. You don't throw that wood.
I'm
in the fire.
not doing many trips with the 1x1s. Go
Oh
buy
my-
some wood.
I will buy some wood, but
Then get with it.
Then you can throw the wood I buy in the fire. Not
Then get with it.
Not our wood turning. You know what? Every dude out there listening to this is upset with you right
And there's the manipulation.
now. What? You've manipulated me into going and getting firewood?
Yes. I
By
don't use it.
destroying something of mine?
Oh my gosh, listen to the choice of words.
Man.
Destroying. His whole life is ruined.
Ruined
You know
it.
Want to know the last time that they turned wood?
Devastating.
It's been years.
We've been waiting for the wood to dry.
Right.
Well, it's times like this where I'm like, guys, I don't know if I want to be on the podcast anymore. I'm like,
Let's move on.
To what?
Well, let's say we
Okay.
were sitting at the fire pit. It
Yeah.
was very cool.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like a little mini reunion.
We've done this like twice now recently, and the vibe has been great.
Yes. And we had another special guest show up.
Yeah, another from our high school shows up, and we had to tie him into without giving away Dr. Double B, and he comes in. He actually got here an hour early.
Yes, he did.
So he came in studio, and all of a sudden he found himself.
He was on live
with a microphone in his face.
He went with it. He rolled
did,
with
he
it.
did.
He
He
was
was fine
fine.
with it, but it was a lot of
we've
fun.
known him since elementary school too.
You know,
so
the problem is that night we were all talking about stories from high school
yes.
and all the shenanigans from high school.
Oh, those boys were horrible.
There's the rub. So we're talking about the shit I did, which shit Dr. Dreamy, Dr. Double Bubble. You know who didn't
Double
get
Bubble?
a story told about him?
Me.
Yeah.
I was a good girl.
Bullshit you were. But
I was good in high school.
how did you escape? Not one story about you. We were all pointing fingers at each other.
You know what? I'm a little hurt. I'm a little hurt about something.
What?
Or they just don't want to tell me.
What?
I haven't figured it out yet.
What?
Those two guys and you had nicknames for different people in school.
Yeah.
I asked both of them and you, what was my nickname? And Dr. McDreamy goes,
You didn't have one.
you didn't have one. I don't know if he's not telling me.
No, I don't think you had one.
So I didn't exist.
No, because you didn't have a nickname, you didn't exist.
They didn't even know I existed back then.
I'm just saying that not everybody got a nickname. Okay, and just don't take a personal affront to it.
I am taking it personally.
But you did not get one
No story.
We were pointing
None.
fingers about stories in Latuna Canyon and Village and what we did and who did what. We're yelling at each other and no one ever said one thing about you.
Nope, I was good.
And you know, there was times when stories were going on and you could have said, "Oh, I was there for that." You even stayed back from that.
Oh yeah, I was just listening.
You didn't say, "Oh, I was there when that whole thing happened." And you were there. I know you were there, but you just stayed back. You're like, "No, that's kind of weird. What happened? What did you say?" Well, that's weird.
What did you say?
There was
What did
lots
you
of.
say?
I just sat back and listened because there was lots of confirming rumors of things that happened, and I was like, "Oh, so it did happen. Okay."
You know who would have been a perfect fit to absorb all that at the fire pit that night would have been Mrs. Fort Watton.
Oh, she would have.
Can you imagine if she'd have sat there and sat next to you and kind of absorbed all of the who's doing what?
She would
and
have
how?
remembered everything too.
Oh yeah, that would have been the bad thing. Is that? But that was really fun. It was a really cool, fun night.
It was a good weekend, and that night in particular was really nice.
It was. It really was.
Okay, let me touch on something, and I don't want to sit here forever, but I need to bring it up to the audience.
Okay.
And you guys can participate because obviously we have to talk about this. Here goes. I'm doing some interviews. We've all decided Gen X Talks is going to start doing interviews other than the podcast everyone's listening to right now is banter.
Right.
It's you and I. It's
just a
family. It's
discussion.
you and I and the kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's you and I.
The kid, you don't count.
We get all that
Yeah.
together for this type of a podcast, and every Friday, this is the material that we put out.
You're right.
We've now done 5 interviews with people, and they aren't these big comedy sessions. They're fun, but they're real interviews. We're losing some of our audience because these interviews pop up on Spotify or on Apple or on Google Podcasts, and people say, "Well, if you're changing your format, I'm out of here." And we're not.
We're not.
We're still giving the same content every Friday. The same thing comes out, but we're sprinkling in some interviews. Some people are writing me letters going, "I'm leaving because you're changing what you're doing." And I went to Two Bear first thing right away, and I said, "Okay, look, am I fucking this up?" And he said, "No. On Spotify," he goes, "you're clearly identifying different picture, different color, different wording. He goes, it's very easy to see the differences. If people don't like it," Two Bear's attitude was kind of like, if they don't like the interview, skip them. Just skip over it. Don't listen to it.
Right.
Now, you had an opinion too. You kind of were on the opposite side. You like when you're listening to podcasts and you're in your ear, you want to go from podcast to podcast to podcast to podcast.
Yes.
The flow needs to stay the same. And all of a sudden, if there was an interview, it throws you off and you're like, "Oh, what's this all about?"
Right. Yes.
So now we're kind of at a dilemma. And this is where I'm asking
Because-
the audience, where do we keep these in rotation? with regular podcasts like we're doing, or do we pull them? What do you think on that?
Well, let me just tell you, I think of a podcast like an audiobook.
Okay.
So when I'm hearing our shenanigans and stuff on a weekly basis, I'm coming back like a TV show or an audiobook, like next chapter. What is it? And then all of a sudden, if I'm in the car and the next thing's an interview, I'm like, well, wait, what happened to...
Yeah. I get it. I'm concerned. I don't know that I have an answer, but I will tell you, I'm trying to figure this out. I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, that's how I view it. That's what I would say. I'd be like, wait, this isn't what I wanted to hear. So
Now,
I don't know how you're going to solve that.
The kid has taken all of the video versions of the interviews, and he's put them on a playlist on YouTube, and they're actually growing in number.
Okay,
It's like people have found them there. The numbers are growing. The numbers on YouTube of the interviews
They are growing.
They're rivaling what you and I are doing here in the podcast. They have a life of their own over there. Maybe they don't need to be here.
I think so. I just don't think the interviews, I think those are more for the radio station or for like that, like you said on the YouTube, but I'm just not, I'm kind of.
I'm gonna do this. Every podcast we put up has a question. How'd you like the podcast or whatever? This question is going to be, should we keep the interview? So if you're listening on Spotify, on Anchor, or you're listening in a place where there is a comment section, let us know what you think.
Please. Your interaction is how we know how well we're doing.
He's right. We base the direction we go on what you guys like. We can talk all day. You just got to point us in the right direction.
Yeah. We were just trying something new, but
it's really working though. I like the interviews, and the stuff we have coming up seems great. I just don't want to put them in the wrong spot. Is all.
I agree. It's a learning curve. Everything Gen X Talks has been a learning curve. And guess what? It's only been the three of us. Mostly you guys. But I've kind of been the dividing between the two of you. I'm that third person that comes in.
We're
but
fine on our own.
I just want to tell you that I am so proud of both of you for going to nothing, like not knowing anything about anything in social media. True. And you guys have built this into what it is today, and you've never been in the industry. You know, you guys have searched out for sound and what equipment to buy and stuff like that. And we're coming up on 3 years, and it hasn't been easy.
No.
We've spent money that we shouldn't have spent. We've bought things that have broken.
I will tell you that 100% it's been trial and error.
Yeah.
And you fail and you're like, okay, that didn't work. And everything from the type of show we do to equipment. And even now, even our sound, we just developed a sound problem the last 3 weeks. And we stepped on ourselves trying to fix it over and over. And now we got somebody driving up here. Two Bear's son, Aiden, is going to drive up here. He's got all the equipment. He knows what he's looking at. He's done all his homework. He's going to come up and sit down and go, this is what you're missing.
Yeah.
But my point is, thank you for acknowledging the efforts of, us here. But without people like that, without having someone come and helping us with sound, without having someone show us something with lighting, without having someone guide us, without 30 or 40 people helping us on the outsides, we'd never been here.
Yeah, I agree. And the kid has done a lot of homework and has met people and have asked questions. And I'm pretty impressed by that.
Like learning Streamlabs and all that.
Yeah, Streamlabs. Yeah, there's some milestones that we've got really fortunate with. And it's been
I know I went off topic, but I just wanted you guys to know that I am watching from the outside, that you guys have, built it from the ground up. You didn't have some big corporation come in and hand everything to us.
There's no book, there's no program that says, here's your book on how to do shows and podcasting and good luck. There's not.
The podcast, you guys have a very good thing with the podcast, and the interviews are a little, like, obviously a different direction. So I get why people would be like I get your point, Mom. That's why I'm kind of sitting here like just listening more than I'm talking, because you guys just have a great flow, and I feel like I'm intruding a little bit.
Sometimes we have, yes.
Yeah, at first I was like, oh yeah, let me talk on the podcast. It'd be cool. Thanks, Mom, for inviting me. But now I'm like, Oh, you guys are really good the way you are. Don't change it. Don't change it.
And you put us here.
And you put us here. Yeah, you did this. Well,
I bet.
Well, it's for you to keep forever and ever. And so one day when we're gone, you can just pull up the podcast and listen to your parents talk.
yeah, that's what he's not going to do.
That'd be so weird. Talking a podcast of people who are dead. That's weird. Podcast of people who are dead.
Okay, I have a story about
That's
that.
wild.
What?
It's that he brought that up.
What?
I was taking out my Christmas kid books. You know, I have these books from when I was a teacher, and one of the books is actually our sons, the kids, and it is the 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, and it is read by my mom's voice, who is now passed away.
I didn't know that.
She recorded it, and I came across it this Christmas, and I opened it up, and I could hear my mom's voice, and it is a little strange knowing
Wow.
that she's no longer here.
I think it's awesome.
It is. I sat there for a little bit, and then I started crying because I missed her so much, because there's her voice, you know. So I want to find that book. I would love for us to do that
Yeah.
and like just leave it somewhere, you know.
I think I should just record certain phrases for the kid of me yelling at him. He can play them back for himself. Like, you
I think
jackass, dumbass.
The next thing we need to do for Gen X Talk for fans is make like a Google Maps thing or an Apple Maps directions, and it's just his voice. Instead of so like if you have to make a U-turn, he'll be like, "There you go, missed your turn. I told you to turn." It's like
That would be great.
I don't
'Cause
think
you-
that's possible.
you
but
can
if
make those. You
That'd
can
be
make
so funny. That
Oh
would
my
be
God.
hilarious.
That would be hilarious. I bet you that would sell.
I'm getting rid of my phone.
sell, I'm giving it free.
Oh, okay.
What do you think I am?
Wait.
Mark Zuckerberg?
Did you hear? Yes, I do. The next Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
Did
giving
you
away
just
stuff
hear
for
what
free.
your dad said?
You need to turn off his phone.
No,
Get rid
no.
of it. Get rid of it.
He's getting rid of it.
Impossible.
No
you Can't
way.
do that.
Okay,
You cannot
listen.
do
Wait,
that.
are you having it surgically implanted into your hand?
No.
You know
There's-
how they always say, oh my goodness, teenagers are always on their phone. He's on his phone more than I am.
He
And
sleeps with his phone
I'm working.
I'm working.
while he sleeps.
Actually, I'm working.
I'm working.
His phone cuddles more with him than his wife cuddles with him.
That's true. Thank
That
you
is for
That's
sure.
a terrible
Technology.
admission, but yes, that's true. Yeah.
Tearing our lives apart. Go out and touch grass.
One is your fault, and one is
Me?
Google's fault.
No,
my wife.
no, he's looking right at me.
Okay,
Now-
I can't see him, so I'm like,
No, you're off the hook today. It's all
Sweet.
me. I did
Number
wood,
one,
the
I'll
wood
tell you
logs,
what,
and what?
Number one, every ad that comes across my phone, I get that Google listens to what I'm talking about, and if I'm talking about purple step ladders with glitter, I will get ads for purple step ladders with glitter for the next 3 weeks.
that's why I
But
whispered into his phone. I said, weighted blankets, heated blanket, dietary supplements.
So I get ads now for DXL, big, fat, and tall clothing. So I already know that's what you bought me for Christmas because now they're on my phone all the time. So I know you logged in using.
I didn't buy you anything for Christmas.
Oh, then how does DXL know that I need big, fat, tall clothes? I'm telling.
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
No, you'll get in trouble.
Not going to say
people.
anything.
Google doesn't have a camera. It doesn't know that I'm one of the big, fat, tall guys. It just all of a sudden starts giving me at no because you've been looking to buy me stuff.
Your fat finger typing, possibly.
That is not. It doesn't know the weight of my hand. Oh my God!
Jesus Christ.
This guy's hand is so heavy. He needs DXL.
I have not. No, we agreed we're not buying Christmas presents with each other. So I haven't done it.
The other one is not your fault, and this one's confusing to me.
Wait a minute. I'm in trouble for ads being placed on your phone.
Yeah.
because I'm
That,
sure
I have no control over
you
that.
did this. DXL. I still think you're full of shit. You're lying. You did this somehow. This other one is not you,
Okay, what's the other one?
and this one I cannot believe how many of this ads I got in 1 week. I'm telling you, 30 times a day. They said, "Are you an old person that needs a comfort animal?" Now,
It should be more like, are you angry? Do you need a calming dog?
Do you yell on YouTube every day? Because you may need a comfort dog.
This is ridiculous that someone would be advertising selling an animal as an ad, and it came up for an entire week, 30 times a day. Every time it's going through, do you need to come? Are you old? It was old And do you need a comfort animal? And the picture of the animal changed every time.
You want to know why? It's because he yells at the dogs all the time
He
coming in
yells
the
at the phone.
studio.
He yells at the
and
phone.
the studio picks it up. Like
And the
phone.
dogs went to my phone and said, "You need to help us here."
I got
No.
mine right here.
Somebody's
Oh, you're Pedro.
Pedro.
somebody keeps sending you subliminal messages.
Yeah, Google.
Woosah.
And not so subliminal. They're right there on my phone, but I don't understand how that's even a thing. And why would I need it?
I don't know.
Someone's
Why
trying-
would you need a comfort animal?
Yeah.
Let's ponder that
Why
thought.
would you need
Let's ponder.
Well,
Let's
according
see.
to you guys, I
Oh,
cuddle with-
no. Wait a minute. Dad postulates.
a
I postulate, but
He does
listen,
not ponder.
According to you guys, I cuddle with my phone. Why do I need a comfort dog? I have a comfort phone. According to you,
You don't need a comfort dog. You need a buddy dog. You know,
Yes.
just a dog that you can be like.
and
so,
what? Okay,
So you can yell at it.
so
Okay, well, I didn't.
So
I didn't
why
think-
is it old? Why does it say old people? Are you old and need a? Why can't you be a young person needs a comfort
You ever
dog?
seen an old person without a dog?
Yeah,
There's a lot
on
of
occasion.
actually more people don't
I'm just
because they're
saying.
a safety hazard. Could
You're
be
not,
a
you're not
safety-
letting me prove my point.
I'm just
Oh,
saying that the idea is that they singled me out. The only thing they didn't
They
do,
singled him out.
it didn't say,
he
"Are
feels
you?"
oppressed right now.
I know. I think so.
He's not in the right state of mind right now.
It didn't say, "Are you old and fat?" And that would have been a little more narrowed down to me, but it was close.
Maybe we need to find you a weight loss dog.
He chases it around,
Yes.
grabs his phone, and he chases it around.
I've heard there's two types of weight loss dogs. One, you chase the dog around to lose weight, and one's an angry dog that chases you around.
There you go. Maybe that's what you need.
That's from an old weight loss joke about nude people. Did you ever hear that one?
No, I don't think so.
You ever hear that one joke about nude people and an angry dog?
And weight loss.
Oh, and weight loss.
All right, give it to us.
It was that this guy goes into I forget, it was like a weight loss clinic, and the guy says, "Okay, go into the next room and wait. Someone will be in to instruct you." So he goes to the next room, shuts the door. He gets in there, and this beautiful woman comes in there. And remember, this guy's a big, fat, heavy guy, and she takes off all of her clothes, and she says, "Okay, you got an hour. You can chase me around this room. I'm naked. If you can catch me, you can have sex with me." So the guy chases her around the room, and he's exhausted, and he's tired, and he can't catch her. The hour's over. He never caught her. She goes, "All right, we'll see you back here on next Monday." So the next Monday comes. Guy goes, "Well, you just go in that room and wait." So he goes in the room and wait. He pushes all the furniture into the corner. He takes off his clothes, and he stands there waiting. Pretty soon, the door opens, and this big, huge, muscular man comes in there and goes, "I'm going to chase you around this room for an hour, and if I catch you, I get to have sex with you." That was his exercise for that one. Was being chased. So that's the joke, is that
Sounds like it's a
I thought
person.
you were gonna go the cartoon route where they tie like sausage links around you and you like run and the dogs chase you.
Now
like
he's
in
going with a
cartoons?
naked girl.
what kind of dreams do you have? What,
It's not a dream, it's
tying
cartoons.
sausage. I don't
Sausage
want
fest.
to do that.
Cartoons. It's a cartoon. You've never seen that?
You know what? That doesn't sound like a joke. That sounds like a personal.
It
You
was
know,
a
story.
joke. No, it was a
He
joke.
likes big black men.
It was a
That's what he
story.
likes.
I didn't say black. I just said a big muscular man.
Yeah.
You said
Why did you
black.
go racist?
Wow,
I did.
you
Whoa!
racist.
You assume saying black is racist? Whoa! Okay. Jesus.
Whoa, Jesus, is that an Israel joke? What's the matter with you?
I was talking about my friend Jesus. Jeez, man.
So it's a Spanish joke. Okay, you're still racial.
Wow, you assume someone named Jesus is Mexican? Wow.
He's not German.
Wow.
He's not a German guy
Wow,
named Jesus.
why not? I can name my kid whatever I want.
You're not German.
I
No,
can
you are
name my
German.
kid Jamal. Oh, you thought of a black man, didn't you? Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay, whatever, man. You go off the reservation.
society
with
we
it.
live in.
All
You
right.
did this.
Oh my
Mom
God.
did it. What are you don't talk to me.
Oh my goodness. All right, to your corners. Neutral corners.
Who made you the ref? Who made
I
you the
am.
ref?
She's been the ref for years. Come
She
on, man.
started the fight.
She's got the whistle. She's got the flag. Come on.
She's got the gloves on too.
No, not your mother.
Oh wow.
All right. So
So what's the deal about our daughter's boyfriend?
Huh?
okay.
He talked to you the other day. Listen to this story,
Oh, okay.
kid.
Okay, one of our loving and kind and gentle, perfect children is a millennial daughter who lives up north, and she has a great boyfriend who I can't wait for him to be a son-in-law. He's that cool of a guy. Anyway, so he's working for PG&E. He
No.
gets okay. He's
Southern
not.
California Edison.
Southern California Edison. He works for SoCal. And he's been trying to do this job forever. It's been like his goal. He wants to hang from helicopters out in the middle of the forest and repair power lines.
He's a lineman. He
He's wants to be a lineman. So all of a sudden, she's talking to you one day, and you're freaking out with her over the phone. You get off the phone, and you tell me. So I'm listening to the story between when he's here on Thanksgiving and what you guys have said, piecing this all together. And this is a true story.
This is a very true story.
So he works right now way up back by this lake up in the mountains, and that's
Near
where,
Yosemite, up that direction.
yeah. And he's back up, and it's a real country setting, a real forestry setting.
Yeah.
He's not in town. They have to shut off what they're doing at 4:30. If they're in the middle of a project,
Yes.
the ignitions go off, the shovels get put away.
That is correct.
You leave.
They got to get out of the
They
area.
have to get out of the area.
That's
or
right.
whatever. And do you want to know why? Because there's some indigenous frog that begins to come out of its
Wherever.
hole in the ground or its tree or under its rocks at around 4:30 and begin its day.
That's right.
So these guys have to shut down these big projects at 4:30. They could keep working and get power to people
That's right.
and do some good, but no. We have to stop at 4:30 because of these frogs. So my soon-to-be son-in-law, who I love this guy, he goes up to his boss, one of the main supervisors who happened to be making the rounds. Mm-hmm. And he's like, this is some guy you don't see but once every 6 months. And he's like, hey, man, I got a question. Tell me about these frogs. They're just indigenous frog and the environmental people and blah, 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 blah. He goes, all right, can you show me the frog?
Good question.
I mean, and he proposed it like this. I don't want to step on one. I don't want to run over one. Could you please identify this frog so I can do my part here? No, we don't. We can't. We've never actually seen one. He's like, wait. So, okay. So he backs up. He goes, all right, I'm good with that. Think it's a little silly that we're all stopping for a frog that no one's ever seen. But can you show me a picture of one on your phone? Let me know what, because after you leave, I won't see you for another 6 months.
Uh-huh.
What am I looking for here? It's the frog that has the green and yellow with a hint of the orange and I don't know which frog it is.
Oh my God.
So my soon-to-be son-in-law is like, well, if you don't know what it looks like, you can't point one out, and no one's ever seen one. Perhaps what we're doing is a little misguided.
Yeah, think?
Maybe there is no frog here. Has anyone ever just sat here past 4:30?
Oh my god.
Can you imagine the whole lineman squad sitting there going, so let's see why we're stopping work.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going
And
on.
you got this rookie lineman in the middle of 40 guys talking to the head honcho going, I'm not questioning, how smart everyone's decisions around here are, but let's be practical. If we don't see a frog, can we keep working? Can we get this job done?
Smart.
And no one can show him the frog, but there is a directive that they all have to sign that they agree they will stop, they will not harm these frogs, and no one's seen one.
I have a question, a
Yeah.
legitimate frog question.
All right.
Do frogs come out in the winter? Because where he works snows.
They would have to not, right?
I don't know. They're amphibious.
Well,
right?
do frogs even live past the winter? Maybe they all die and there's tadpoles in the bottom of the lake, and when the lake unfreezes, the tadpoles become frogs.
That's a legitimate question.
I know.
So I'm thinking,
I'm trying to think of it right now. It's like maybe there's just a whole new batch of frogs every year.
I don't know. Kid, do you have an idea?
No, because I.
No, I'm just saying,
why
I
would
go,
I-
if it gets cold, then they could actually work past 4:30. But now I guess they're getting into ice and stuff
Like-
after 4:30. But
There's probably other reasons besides the frogs too.
No,
Nope.
it was the
it's
frog.
a frog.
the
It's an environmentalist person or
Yep.
group that has said that they cannot work after 4:30.
They passed
Sweet.
it, and everyone agreed to it. It's a contract now with the state of California and SoCal.
And there we go. Another California one. That's
Great.
like when the kid took the stick or whatever
Oh,
up at the park up north. I can't remember that story
He was
about.
up in the redwoods and he picked up a stick off the ground and the ranger goes, "Put that back."
That's right, a stick.
That's a stick. He's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, it's a stick. I'm taking it home." You most certainly are not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dumbasses. So
Not that you look around and there's trees and
Yeah,
sticks
there's so many.
everywhere.
Not that you have to clear the undergrowth so there's no fires.
If he was smart, if he was quick, he would have said, "I'm just making it better for fire
That's
season."
right. Because when they stopped doing that about 6 years ago, California quit clearing the undergrowth.
Oh, yep.
And then the fires came through.
And then California
Yep.
went up in flames.
And they went, okay, maybe we need to rethink that. And here's my son out in front of that issue doing his
I
part.
know, I'm doing my part.
And he got chastised for it. God
And
damn.
fined.
Yeah, they tried to find
And
me.
fined, yeah. Well, I wrote "fuck off" in red letters and we sent that letter back.
Yes, we did, and we never heard.
Never heard from him.
No, never did. So
You know what story popped in my head just now?
what's that?
This is one, we sent the letter back and said, "Fuck you, not in my America. We're not paying because we picked up a stick in the forest." Do you remember when they tried, one of our daughters was in a hospital and I figured out that they would keep her until the insurance ran out?
Yes.
They're like, "No, she can't leave. She can't leave. She can't leave. She can't leave. She can't leave." Okay, she's good today. And I'm like, "Well, I've been trying to get you out
She's
of here."
cured.
Yeah. And then the next time you go in and like, "Well, we're keeping her. And then they gave me a bill for $30,000. Remember when they gave us that bill?
Yes, I do.
And I went back in there and I sat down with them as the administrators and I said, "I figured out what you fuckers are doing. You keep all these kids in here until their insurance runs out. Then you kick them out and you won't even let them out.
Exactly.
You keep them here until," and I said, "I bet if I get a lawyer and I subpoena every record from the past 5 years, every single patient that you've had, magically, coincidentally, their release date will coincide with the last day insurance approved a payment." Mm-hmm. And I said, "Then I'm going to sue you for millions." And they never sent us a bill again.
And she never went back.
They never went back. She never went back. I never went back. And they stopped that day. But I remember thinking stuff like that about how you call out governments or you call out agencies on this stuff and you pin them back and go, "Wait a second. I may just be a dumb jabroni in the middle of the desert. But my fucking brain works and I can add 2 + 2 and I know it's 4. And that was when you talked about that when we sent that letter back to the forestry department and said, "Not paying a fine for picking up a stick, you motherfuckers."
Yeah, that happened to us a couple times. What about when the ambulance, I forgot the story about how they were going to charge us from here to...
They were transferring her from here up to Madera to the children's hospital, like 2 hours away, and they wanted us to sign the paper.
And we didn't want her to go.
No. I said, "No,
Yeah.
she doesn't need to go up there." "Yeah, she got to go up there, and you need to sign this." I said, "I'm not signing this. It's a financial responsibility."
Right.
And I said, "How much is it going to be for you to ride an ambulance up there?" $4,000. I said, "Then I'll drive her."
Right. And
I'll
then
set
they
up
said
for-
no.
So, "No, you can't." I said, "Well, here's how this is going to go. If you really want to transport her in the ambulance because you think she's a mental case, you're going to do it for free. You want to do it in the ambulance? That's on you, baby."
That's right.
What you're not going to do is put her in the ambulance, keep her in the hospital because you want to, and then charge me.
Amen.
If you want to do this and you want me to pay for it, I'm going to have some input on how all this works. Or if I agree to take her up there, I'm just going to put her in the car and take her up there myself. I'm not paying $4,000 for you to drive her up there in a fucking ambulance. And there's 3 of you guys. If all 3 of you need to go, get in the back seat. You can go with me.
You know what? You taught me so well with that one because I remember that story because that happened years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember your conversation with them that when the kid broke his jaw at Dodger Stadium, they were taking us in the ambulance from Dodger Stadium to Children's Hospital in LA.
Right.
And I'm upset. I'm not crying. I'm upset. I'm holding it together for the kid. And the stupid paramedic in the back of the ambulance is handing me the financial papers.
Yeah, sign here.
Here, sign here. And I go, "What am I signing?" They said, "Well, you're signing, so we can bill you for the ambulance." And I, sure as shit, out of my mouth, I said, "So how much is it going to cost?" And the guy goes, "Well, I don't know." And I said, "So you're making me sign a blank check?" And he goes,
Yep.
Well, are you going to sign it?" I go, "No, I'm not going to sign it. You can bill me." He was so mad.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I confronted.
Let me give everybody a quick lesson. I know we're at the end of the podcast, but I want to tell you what I learned over the years with having 8 kids always in and out of hospitals and emergency rooms and banging each other around and stuff. when they give the paperwork for you to sign in the emergency room, they always say, this is so we can bill your insurance. And you sign it. But it also says on there, whatever your insurance doesn't pay, you have to pay. You're signing the financial responsibility sheet. You also don't have to sign that.
That is correct.
They're going to bill your insurance anyway, even if you don't sign it. But what you're not signing is you're not signing the part that you promise to pay whatever they decide. Now, I discovered this 20 years ago. I finally stopped someone and I said, listen, and it was an ambulance or it was a hospital emergency room. And I said, I'm signing that I'm going to pay as a financial responsibility. You're going to bill my insurance and you're going to charge me what's left. What are you going to charge me? Well, we don't know. There might be x-rays. I said, well, if I promise to pay, you literally can charge me anything.
Exactly.
And how about this? I'm not going to sign. This is what I do every time now. I very politely say, I'm not going to sign the financial responsibility. You go ahead and bill my insurance. And when you come up with the final bill, please send it to me. I'll come back in and we'll sit down and we'll talk about it. Let's be reasonable about this. Let's talk this through. And the person giving you the paperwork always goes, yeah, you don't have to sign it.
Yeah, they're very cool about it.
But they don't tell you that.
No.
And once you sign it, you're on the hook for whatever they decide. If they want to tell you that an x-ray was $16,000, you're paying $16,000.
And they always get you at that moment where you're vulnerable
Yes.
and there's an emergency going on and
it's
they're not going to sit there and explain it to you. They just say, we need you to sign this. They don't go into any details.
And it's your child.
Yes.
So they know you're going to sign it. And you and I have gotten to a point over the 20 years ago, we said, look, we're not signing it. And I've taken those bills back in and sat down and said, you guys charge for a CAT scan $12,000. And I kind of called around and, these CAT scans or whatever, the CT scan or whatever the thing was, yeah, they're about $800. They'll take it off your bill. They'll negotiate it right there. But you actually have to not sign. You have to wait for the bill. Then you have to go in and talk to them about it.
Yeah.
They never tell you that.
You know what makes me upset more is them taking advantage of older people.
Yes.
That bothers me so much that they have these older people sign it and they're taking away their money, the money that they absolutely need to live on.
All they've got left.
And it just makes me mad.
I hate that when they do that in hospitals. It's almost like when an old person goes in and they say, the old person will say, well, how much is this going to cost? It's almost like they look at them and go, well, how much do you got?
Exactly.
I hate that feeling on that. So.
Or they double billed. That has happened to my mom. They double billed a couple
Yeah.
times. They
And-
bill Medicare, they bill this, and then they bill my mom. And
Well,
they're getting 3 different payments.
They've done that. They did that a lot with us where I go down and they say, here's all the things you owe.
Yeah.
And I bring in my insurance bill and go, well, the insurance already paid 9 of these 13 things.
Exactly.
They're like, oh, yeah.
It was an error.
We just assumed the insurance didn't pay it. So we'll take that up. But if you don't know,
Exactly.
it's a lot of work to be treated fairly.
And it shouldn't be like that.
No, in that manner. But that's just a little tip there. I've learned that a long time ago.
Exactly.
I don't sign anything financial responsibility with the hospitals. I always pay. We have no debt with any of the doctors or hospitals, but I work it out later.
But you got to question.
You got to stop. Yeah. So
Please ask questions.
anyway, I don't think I have an automotive story today
That's okay.
because we covered a lot of stuff, but I don't really have a.
That's okay. We're good. I'm good.
I'm good.
Well, that's great.
The little fly on the wall. Did you hear that?
Yeah, where have you been? You just
I've
showed
been like I said, man, I don't want to interrupt your flow.
I do want to publicly say something. A couple things real quick. One, kid, you did a great job on Penny the Pig's house the other day.
Oh, thank you.
Because we bought that makeshift as a doghouse, I don't know, 8-9 years ago.
Oh, yeah. Long time ago.
It's kind of rotted and weathered, and it's seen some days, and the kid rebuilt the floor in it.
Rejuvenated.
Well, hold on a second. Penny rejuvenated the floor. Penny Pig decided to go in and lift up all the flooring because she didn't like it. It wasn't her style.
She destroyed
she
it.
renovated.
She renovated.
The kid took it the other day, put it on the side of the house, and he cut some wood and got it real firm, and it's off the ground still a little bit.
Yeah, it looks great.
So now there's air can go under, water can go under in the rocks. It's not, going to be mud, and it's a much better thing. So kid, you did a good job with that.
Thank you.
And the reason I brought up that it was rotting is because he had to mount fresh, clean wood and screws to some very questionable material. And he did it. He got
Good
it. He was
job.
good stuff there.
Good job, son.
Do you want to see the magic trick now, or
No.
No.
you sure?
Yeah, we're
No,
quite
we're
sure.
done.
Anybody on the audio? You want to see
No,
it?
we're done.
Last thing is, just so you guys know that next June we will be at VidCon. So if anybody, no old people want to go to VidCon, but we'll be down in Anaheim. I don't know if we're going to do a dinner or something out and about. If you guys want to hang out, maybe we'll try to figure out some little personal meet and greet. So you guys come by, we can all have a beer, a shot of whiskey outside. We're going to be down there for 4 days in Anaheim. So if you guys are in that area, maybe we could pick a spot and go.
I can look around and
Let's
figure
go
that
get
out.
a Shakey's Pizza and have the party room. Remember party rooms
The
at
party
Shakey's
room.
Pizza? They had we can go get
Shakey's
one of those.
pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shakey's Pizza.
Was it good pizza?
Really good.
It was really good pizza.
Okay.
That was where we went after football games.
Yeah.
That was the big thing. After football games, we all went there.
And they had party rooms where there was a separate room and someone would help you and had 30, 25 chairs in it. It was kind of fun. It was a good deal.
All of the restaurants did. McDonald's, you could have your birthday McDonald's years ago.
Yeah, you could. It did not like that anymore. All right, listen. Everybody, it's time to leave. It's time. Wait. Look at me. Don't just look right at me.
Okay.
How long have we been on?
I'm going to say an hour, 2 minutes.
Hour, 4 minutes.
Shoo.
I was thinking hour
I'm
6.
so good.
And
hours.
guess what else we accomplished today?
What did we accomplish?
There-
What do we get?
There was no big over-under on your yawning.
I didn't want to yawn once.
No,
Oh yeah.
I don't think so. You
You didn't.
talked a
Don't
couple
do it.
times.
Don't do it now.
Don't do
And-
it.
I'm
and-
not.
and the
I'm
podcast.
bye. Bye, everyone. I'm
Yeah.
leaving before I yawn.
End the podcast now.
Have a good week, everyone.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm not sure where you're listening from around the planet, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember 2 things, wherever you go, there you are. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side.